back up. All right, so welcome back to the Gimli Film Festival, and I'm joined by the wonderful and talented Erika MacPherson. Thanks for doing this Q&A.
Oh, well, thanks for inviting me, Noam. This is great.
It seems so weird because here we are doing a Q&A about this movie that we kind of, we were both around each other quite a bit last year, weren't we?
There was a lot of proximity. We were rubbing shoulders and bodies quite a bit in space.
And what was it like for you spending so much time in an iron working factory?
Oh, you know, what an incredible gift and honor. Who would know? You know, at first I have to confess, I was a bit intimidated to go in there. There's, you know, lots of noise, lots of smell, lots of large men. And it's intense. It's an intense, rugged, kind of sexy, sweaty, hot, loud. Like there's just so much going on in there. And I felt small and vulnerable in that space. But you know, what was amazing is they were so welcoming. Like all of the workers across the board, they were shy. They didn't want to really be on camera. And they were quite skeptical about what we were going to do. But I think we developed a bit of an affection for each other. I hope it's mutual because I definitely developed an affection for those guys. But I feel really honored to be able to have had that inside, sort of just an inside fly on the wall view of how things, just how work happens. You know, I live in a very different kind of world. The work that I do as an artist and a filmmaker is not that kind of, like it's labor intensive, you know, it's so physical. The physical labor intensity was like awe-inspiring.
Right on. And I think from what I heard, the workers really liked having you in their factory too. Now
that's a rumor I like to hear.
Yeah. Now, tell me about the recreations, because I know you didn't exactly have a huge budget, but I was really impressed at the way you were kind of able to recreate the 1919 General Strike with a bunch of choir people. How did you create those moments?
Well, just a shout out right away to the Riel Gentlemen's Choir. They came on board like all legs in. They really they felt they felt kind of the passion for the sort of spirit of the history of labor, and they so they gave their all. They were willing to do just about anything, and I have to confess that we rang that that sponge a lot. But you know, so I really want to give them a lot of credit for the kind of energy they brought to it. So, you know, we just brought ideas to them, and you know, found these kind of awesome locations. And there was, you know, the irony is that I think there was a lot of labor of love that went on in this film, and a lot of labor of love that went into those reenactments. So a certain irony making a film about workers' rights and the labor history, but the passion to tell the story on our part, for sure, as filmmakers and storytellers, and on the part of the choir was so strong that we just, you know, sometimes you just gotta do it because it has to happen. And it was the art. It was like the artfulness, the moment of theatrical bounty that the film could hold, and they just like jumped right into that vessel. But yeah, no budget.
Yeah, and I was really amazed with the character Pat McGuire, and the way that you foregrounded Pat's tours, and just how amazing he was at relaying that history to the people on his tours and also to the viewers of the film.
Right. Yeah, Patrick is a really special creature. He's a school teacher. He's a historian. He's a labor activist. He's an anarchist, and he's the real McCoy. Like, he's not he doesn't just read and think about labor history. he's on the ground, really involved as an educator. I mean, he's a 1919 General Strike aficionado. He's very passionate about it, but he was all interestingly, because the choir were such keeners. Patrick was a reluctant character at first because he really felt like, that voice should be given to, like, what he, to, I don't know, to someone else for some reason. But he ended up really guiding the story and helping me a lot in understanding the history. I don't come from, I don't have a strong knowledge of that labor history. So I learned a lot, and I learned a lot from him working on the project. But he was amazing. He's just a font of information. He's generous. He's articulate, and he really tapped into the other characters and the passion of what was happening.
Yeah. And so you say that you didn't really have a huge grasp on that labor history, but I guess last year with the 100th anniversary, 1919, for Winnipeg, it was all around us, wasn't it? Now would you say that's different for you? Did you kind of get educated at the barrel of the lens kind of thing?
Well, the barrel of the lens, but also I dove in myself into a lot of the activities that were going on. There was, a huge range of activities to choose from. There were, lectures being put on at the library. There was this massive gala at the convention center. There must have been 1,500 people there. I don't know, maybe more, where there were, visitors from all over there, the number of activities. And I kind of jumped into that, and I got a little bit romanced by the whole thing. And, really my knowledge up to then was the famed L-foot photos of the event on Bloody Saturday, and, some knowledge through May Day participation, but not really depthful, like ingrained. I think the difference is I went from knowing a bit about strike history and labor history to actually being quite passionate and recognizing the relevance. I don't think I was convinced at the onset of this project of the contemporary relevance of the strike of 1919. And now I really do recognize that relevance. And I recognize much more. We interviewed a lot of people that didn't actually end up in the film. Labor activists and migrant worker activists. And, this is like the fiber of what holds the world together is labor activity. And I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to dive into it.
And last time I drove down Main Street, I saw the streetcar still there. Lights are still on, looking good. Patina is nicely set in.
Totally. Are we allowed to swear on Gimli Film Festival live stream?
Something tells me we can.
Because we can't?
No, we could. I mean,
because fuck, that thing is so beautiful. Like, really, it is such a gorgeous object, and like what a way to memorialize not just an event but a trajectory of history, but also just people. Like, I feel so much the people in that object, the people of then, the people of now, the kids coming up. Yeah, it's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I feel the same way. It's funny to be anonymous around it too. Like, when you see other people admiring it, and you just kind of, it's so interesting the way sculpture is just kind of, it's its own entity. It's in the world. It's its own thing. And the umbilical cord was cut between us and it, and it's just there now. It's part of the landscape of the city.
I think that's the beauty of it, actually, and I think that's the relevance of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a piece about the artists, it's a piece about the workers. And the film is about the workers. And the film positions the workers who built the object, who built the artwork, as the artists building the object, and that's who they are. They are intrinsic to its value, and to have been able to honor them in that way feels like it's a completely cohesive constellation of events, are just hanging in our, imagined memory. That history that we weren't actually here for is embodied in the present day workers building the monument to their own labor history. It's beautiful. It's brilliant.
You're brilliant. And thank you for joining this COVID-19 edition of the Gimli Film Festival from home. Is that Haddishville behind you?
This is home too. This is actually home one, but yeah, this is Haddishville.
Right on. Well, from Haddishville to Gimli to Winnipeg to who knows, maybe all the way around the world on YouTube. This is the Gimli Film Festival. We're with Erika MacPherson, 6 Tons of Steel. Her great documentary that we've all just seen, and good luck with your future projects, and we'll see you somewhere soon in
Thanks,
real life.
Noam. You're beautiful. Thank you.
All right.
Bye,
Ciao
everybody.
now.
Bye.